Yes.
What level of drunk were they?
You could notice, but she could walk straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm also a drunk comedian, so that totally works out.
Yes.
I'm not drunk right now, but I mean...
You'll get there. You're going to a comedy club, right?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and check. Where are we going? Yeah, so it's Thursday night. I'm in Denver right now, so I made the schlep down here. We're going to the Western Sky Bar on Broadway.
They have a bar, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, so basically what I'm doing this summer is I'm producing a documentary about the comedy scene in Denver.
Do you perform down here?
No, I perform in Greeley. There's a pretty small comedy scene there. I perform with Grandma Nasty and a couple other people. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get used to it, but I mean, when it smells, you can really tell that Greeley farted.
Yeah.
It's pretty beginnings. How do people get into stand-up comedy?
My boyfriend, he is a comedian, so we got together around the end of 2018. So I was pretty much thrown into the comedy scene just kind of by default. So I just met a lot of people, and then when the pandemic hit, that was kind of the window of opportunity that I took here in Denver. I got in contact with a venue called Blush and Blue, and they were my first venue I had ever, stepped into. And they were looking to bring people back regularly. And so we started our first regular comedy open mic and then our regular comedy showcase there. So it was a very interesting time using like a plexiglass and having to social distance everything and keep track of everyone. But we got it done. And since now we have nothing, we overcame those challenges. It's been pretty easy. Well, not easy, but a lot better.
How are we doing on time? We're doing good? We have another 45 minutes? Okay, perfect. Yeah, this will be good. My girlfriend informed me I'm not very good at dirty talk. She told me this when I said to her, and I quote, "Come here, girl, I want to fingy you." Yeah, we were on vacation in New York at the Fingy Lakes, so... It also didn't help that she was riding me, or we were facing the same way, and she was like, "Look back, you like that?" And I gave her a thumbs up, and that's didn't quite get it going for her. So that's why I'm here alone. All right, we're gonna end on this. We're gonna land this plane on this bad boy here. I'm 30 years old, and I just the other day learned about the placenta. Have you guys heard about this? It's wild. For some people who are not laughing or stupid like me, when a woman's pregnant and she's growing a human inside of her. At the end of college in 2014, just watched a lot of stand-up comedy, and then I was like, oh, we have an open mic in town. She also grows another body part to be able to feed the baby. Which boggles my mind, because the guy's like, I drank too much milk, I have a stomach ache. And the woman's like, I'm growing 8 things at once. So, about the placenta, you can eat it. Like human, grown-up people can eat it. Like, it's a superfood. But you can find it at your local Whole Foods. Sorry, Trader Joe crowd. You can find it at your local Trader Joe's. Yeah, I was like, excuse me, like I see the potato, I see the onion. Do you have the placenta gnocchi in stock? No, but we do have the placenta cauliflower pizza. Yes, the sauce is red. But, don't do. It's interesting to me, though, that people will eat the placenta. Because I know of some men that won't eat pussy when it's attached. Let alone serve a la carte. So. All right, thank you so much for the time. You've been fun.
Give it up for Nick Ellis, everybody. The only straight dude I know that dresses gayer than I am.
So I got into it in college. I just joined like the comedy club on campus. It was like an improv sketch and stand-up group. And so it was a very like supportive way to start. There were shows all over campus, and we would do open mics in the coffee shop and just like shows in the dining hall. Like I can't call him daddy or else Siri will be like, calling dad. Oh, God damn it. But I was very insecure, so before he logged on, I tried on a lot of filters, down there. I had to try them on, and it was tough. I wanted to pick the right one, right? So I was like, okay, well, I can't do the dog ears, because that's too silly, right? And I can't do like black and white, because then it looks like I'm like memorializing it. I'm like, I'm gonna save that for the abortion, I'm gonna save that for the abortion. So I went with sepia tone, because I want that Western pussy. I just wanted that antique, just the only STD you're getting is tetanus, That's what I wanted, just like a vintage pussy. Yeah. I don't know. I did recently have this conversation with my boyfriend about how many people we've slept with, which I don't know. It's very counterproductive. It's just for the drama. All of this, right? Like, and he didn't want to answer. Okay, first of all, the number is never good, right? Like, no one's ever heard the number and been like, that's perfect. I love that number. That is a great number. But he didn't want to answer, so what he ended up saying was a handful. He was like, I don't know, just a handful. And I was like, okay, but like a handful of what,
I got back into comedy doing sketch. I took a class and then formed a group. And then after that, it's just been like this horrible addiction that I can't stop.
For real, trying to get my shit together. So for New Year's Eve this year, I made a resolution to quit drinking. Let me finish. I made a resolution to quit drinking until I black out. Not as heroic, is it? But I know some of you might think, well, how hard is it to quit drinking before you black out, Jen? My mom once had to call poison control when I downed an entire bottle of my dad's Brute aftershave. Only the finest in our house, okay? I don't know why I did that. Maybe the stress of potty training was really getting to me. We'll never know. Baby's first blackout. Thankfully, I've only ever gotten in trouble one time for drinking. It was St. Patrick's Day, natch. I drank all the whiskey, and then I learned the hard way that the police don't like it when you kick your own vomit at them. Now we all know.
By day, I am a software engineer. I work for an online pharmacy. And I honestly, a lot of comics for a long time, I've been hearing them, make jokes about how they're broke and they don't have insurance and whatever. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, I should just quit my job and fucking really commit. And then I'm like, I don't want to be I don't have insurance and I'm really broke. And it's such a fine line to walk. So I'm glad I have a good day job, but at the same time, it's always I'm always waiting. When do I?
Options were limited at the beginning of the quarantine, though, right? So that's when I found myself newly single. I found out that Valentine's Day that my ex-boyfriend had tried to cheat on me. Did say tried. He was out of town, and he took a girl back to his Airbnb, but she did not fuck him. She roofied and robbed his ass. Love it. Looking back, there were signs I should have ended it sooner, so I'll take some of the blame. One day he looked me in the eye and said, I could be on American Ninja Warrior. The only exercise that dude got was chasing pussy. No, he could not, okay? Sorry about it. So it was for the best, but I was devastated back then. Doing a lot of jokes about how I felt like the world was ending and the apocalypse was coming. pandemic started. So,
In his purple Ford Fiesta, and it looks more like a fucking food truck. Are you saying he's not gonna say anything? That is suspicious. Unless he was never planning to buy the car. That's a marriage joke. Thanks, guys. That's been my time. Have a good night. Jennifer Sutherland was amazing. Give it up for her and keep it.
Starting back in 2020, we did like the first kind of show we did was an outdoor show with a couple other of my friends for Elijah McClain. And we raised like $3,000 for the family and all that good stuff.
It didn't seem like something that I could just go do. But then the pandemic happened, and I had all these gigs that weren't happening anymore, and students that I had been teaching that I was no longer teaching, and I realized that I had been very dissatisfied playing music. And then with so much downtime during the pandemic, I was listening to all these comedy podcasts, and everybody kept talking about Denver and Denver Comedy Works being like the best club. And eventually I was just like, well, you know what, there's nothing going on for me in my hometown, so maybe I should move to Denver. And that's what I did.
Ladies and gents, say hello to Periscope. Periscope, say hello to a pair of trousers. That one was for my friend Brody Stevens. We spent a couple eons together in purgatory. Would you believe it was a green room? Anyway, he's a swell hang. Who's on TikTok? How am I doing on time? I got that joke prescribed to me by Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald. The back end of that joke. Saw him at another costume party. I was the back end of a horse. He's a veterinarian.